Hi to my family in Israel, שלום למשפחה שלי בישראל. תמונה מהשעות הראשונות של החתונה. Just prior to the ceremony, Greg is taking some shots. Actually, it's a video, Hila.
You sent your brother and your father who couldn't be here?
Yeah, אבא יובל, אסתי, עמית, ענת, מעיין, יונתן, ליהי, אייל, Galia, and all the rest of the family and cousins and everybody that I can say their names, but it will take a long time. Okay, this kiss is for you.
This is our sea. This is where I grew up. When I was younger, I always used to come to Horseshoe Bay and watch the ferries and the early boats coming in. So this area means a lot to me, and I wanted to share it with Hila. So I had some fond memories growing up on the North Shore. This is where my childhood was. So.
It's interesting because when I just came to Canada, the first place I've lived was in Gibsons, which I probably can see parts of it right there. And there's always thoughts before the ceremony day of what shall I say, what shall I tell, what will it be like, and different stories come up into my mind. So right now I'm just going to speak of the moment because later on there'll be more stories as we'll get closer to the act of the ceremony, the love circle itself. But just to be here with bare feet on the rock, Mother Earth, look at the sky, the water, the 5 elements that we're all made of, and feel part of this cosmos, which is love. It's operated through love. So I'd like to always keep it in my heart and try to live life from heart and committed to have a conscious relationship with you, my love.
And I.
That are always about love.
We did a lot of sighing and breathing this morning for the weather.
This morning, the whole week. And actually, in Hebrew, the word David means the beloved. So, not a coincidence.
Today we'll be exchanging rings that we put aside. When I first started to date Hila, I went and wanted to find a specific ring for her. And in the Israeli culture, the Hebrew culture, you have a healing hand.
The Hamsa.
The Hamsa.
And the luck, and a sign of luck.
And the sign of luck. And in the First Nations, which I really have a love for, the healing hand also means the healer. And it's so funny that we found a very rare ring that actually had the sign on it. And this is a ring that I bought here.
Because I healer.
My healer. I've gone through a lot of changes these years. We've experienced a lot together. And my commitment, which is what we brought for today, was really to move even more forward for ourselves and to commit truly our love for ourselves. We've experienced a great deal with Ben and our alternative families.
We met in 2006, end of 2006. We've been friends until October 2009. The shift happened. Maybe we'll tell it later.
Yes.
And that's where our relationship got more intimate and deeper. And we actually made our first commitment. And it's a journey. There's ups and downs and drama-rama and peace and quiet and love. But I feel that I'd like to work on cultivating myself, being peaceful, truthful, honest with you, loving with you at all times, and always know that the true self, who we are, is beyond the physical body and beyond the mind and the dramas,
Yeah.
and bring myself back to that inner knowing of the deep connection of who we truly are.
I love it.
And that, regardless of what we went through and some challenging time, I feel that I always had this inner knowing about you and, the true love that you are.
Almost. We'll talk about it. The first time I decided to express my love to Hila was in her house. Sat her down on the couch. We were having tea.
As friends do. We were
friends do. And I said to Hila, Hila, I'd like to take our relationship to the next stage. I was wondering if you would consider a relationship with me. And the couch is about, maybe about 4 or 5 feet long. And suddenly I felt the distance grow even longer. I thought Hila was going to climb over the edge of the couch.
And I said, but David, we're friends. How silly is that?
But I love her, and I really have enjoyed these years together so far. Like I said, I never changed, never wavered in the way I felt about you. I've always saw the potential of our relationship together, and I still do. Thank you. Alrighty.
Here's the ferry. Speaking about the journey.
Checking out your journey. Boats.
Beautiful journey.
Shall we see who's arrived?
Yeah, let's go back.